as ICE raids have been unfolding in major cities like Chicago and New York. The Trump administration has revoked temporary protected status for more than 600,000 Venezuelans in the United States.
Prospect of more operations focused not just on violent criminals, but on the undocumented, has New York's immigrant population living in fear.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem called out former DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, accusing him of using temporary protected status, or TPS, as a loophole to let migrants stay here and violate the laws.
Definitely the fear is real.
Members of the notorious Tren de Aragua gang are increasingly drawn to sanctuary cities. It's Venezuela's largest criminal organization, linked to dozens of high-profile crimes in this country, like this apartment building takeover.
We're going to make our community safer by targeting those who are in the country legally that have criminal record. But if you force us into the community and not let us get the bad guy into jail, it means more collateral arrests, means more non-criminals being arrested, because when we find the bad guy, which we will, there's going to be others with them.
The escalation of ICE raids in major U.S. cities like Chicago and New York, coupled with the Trump administration's decision to revoke temporary protected status, TPS, for over 600,000 Venezuelans, has created a climate of uncertainty and fear for many immigrants. These individuals, who previously relied on TPS to live and work in the U.S. due to unsafe conditions in their home country, now face the imminent threat of deportation. In just 45 days, they will have to decide whether to leave the country, apply for asylum, or risk living undocumented, particularly in sanctuary cities like New York. As these raids intensify, targeting not only violent criminals, but also undocumented individuals, immigrant communities are gripped by fear and anxiety. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has emphasized its focus on criminals and national security threats. Yet, collateral arrests, where non-criminals are apprehended during operations, are a growing concern. Critics argue that this approach punishes individuals who were granted temporary refuge under TPS, which, as its name suggests, was never intended to be a permanent solution. Homeland Security Secretary Christine Gomez has accused her predecessor, Alejandro Mayorkas, of exploiting TPS as a loophole to enable mass migration. This criticism aligns with concerns about the exploitation of U.S. immigration policies by criminal organizations like Venezuela's Tren de Aragua gang. Known for human trafficking and other high-profile crimes, this gang has infiltrated sanctuary cities, using TPS and other protections to evade deportation. In New York, authorities have arrested numerous gang members, uncovering operations ranging from gun trafficking to robbery, often originating in city-funded asylum shelters. For instance, Venezuelan gang members living in a Bronx apartment were linked to crimes across the city. These shelters, initially designed to provide safe havens for asylum seekers, have inadvertently become hubs for criminal activity. Parents of asylum seeker children have expressed deep concerns about their kids living alongside dangerous individuals. Some gang members have even exploited sanctuary city policies to establish cells within local communities, taking over properties, and fostering criminal enterprises. This issue highlights a troubling paradox. While TPS aims to protect vulnerable individuals, it has also inadvertently shielded those who perpetuate violence and crime, both in their home countries and the U.S. proponents of the Trump administrations. Decision argue that ending TPS for Venezuelans is a necessary step to restore order. They point out that conditions in Venezuela have improved to the extent that returning individuals is no longer inhumane. Additionally, they argue that deporting gang members who abuse U.S. immigration policies will enhance public safety. However, opponents see these actions as cruel and unjust, emphasizing that many TPS recipients are law-abiding contributors to society. Sanctuary city policies add another layer of complexity. In New York, Mayor Eric Adams has faced backlash for allowing federal immigration officers access to city properties, a move seen by some as a betrayal of sanctuary values. Resistance to ICE operations has even extended to tipping off individuals about pending raids, potentially enabling criminals to escape. Such actions could now constitute federal crimes under new rules. The broader debate reflects a clash between enforcing immigration laws and upholding humanitarian principles. While some see the end of TPS and increased ICE activity as a long overdue crackdown on illegal immigration and crime, Others view it as an attack on vulnerable communities. The situation underscores the challenges of balancing national security with compassion in an increasingly polarized landscape. As the deadline for TPS revocation approaches, the stakes are high for everyone involved, from immigrants and activists to law enforcement and policymakers. The outcome of this contentious issue will not only shape the lives of hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans, but also set a precedent for how the US navigates the complex interplay of immigration, security, and human rights in the years to come.